house delivery, minimum $20 purchase. And we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and the seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
I can't wait to say Monday, 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 Monday. I can't wait. It's Valentine's Day, everyone. I know you know, and I'm simply reminding you. It is Valentine's Day, February 14, 2022. There'll never be another Valentine's Day in 2022 like today. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. All of you. You have been rocking with me for years now. And we're still loving each other for years now. And you're here keeping my company for years now. Yep. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. The 4 seasons of nature, you've been with me. And today's no exception because it's Valentine's Day. Welcome to the show. I am your producer and presenter, Lady D. Denise Gomez. I'm not wearing red, I'm wearing a kind of bluish gray. When I was in Jamaica and when we had Valentine's Day. Oh my God, our bosses used to treat us. We would be taken to lunch and all that. Since I'm in this country, I never get that from a boss. They don't do that. Well, in my, let me not say it's a general rule here, but not with the people I've worked with over the years. So happy Valentine's Day to you. Nobody told you today. They forgot, and you simply just said, oh, nobody don't remember. But I remember. Welcome to Inside of the Zone, the community platform where information is guaranteed. In today's feature, we call it the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. Always I thank you. As always, I thank you. Thank you. Thank you for keeping my company, joining me on my show. It is brought to you by Cooler Runnings, Jamaican restaurant, 1802 Narita Avenue in the Bronx. Happy Valentine's Day to the Cooler Runnings staff. Today is the Monday Beat. That's the feature. Chasing the Monday blues out of here. Yeah. Got some great music coming up for you. And it is Reggae Month and Black History Month. And so I'm trying to tie in everything. Yes, I am. And so I do have my Valentine's Day Love Zone segment. And you're going to tell me about the first love letter you wrote or someone wrote to you. I have a story about a love letter, have mercy, of my own. I'm not a fan of letter writing because of that experience, but I know it works like a charm, especially those men who had some drop-dead lyrics, man, when they wrote their ladies the letters. I mean, it's either that the sheet of paper used to tremble in your hand, or you run in a corner and you hide to read it so that nobody don't see, Love letters, Eddie, I know you have a whole lot. So welcome to the show, everyone. Valentine's Day. Of course, at 6 p.m., we do have the segment Keeping You in the Know with news, happenings, and facts. And so until then, I'm going to work my Valentines in my features here. 21 minutes after the hour of 5 o'clock. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? It's Black History Month, so I had to find that kind of nice black... no, let me rephrase that. It's Black History Month, hence I chose some really nice reggae selections in the Monday Beat feature here of the show. Yes, so this is the one I'm going to start off with just for you, for you, for you. And there's a gentleman who's going to be singing along and thinking of his lady. You know what I mean? I know you know what I mean. And I'd like to welcome CaribbeanVibesRadio.com, signradio.net. This is Linkage Radio 104.5, 101.7 FM. We bring you the best in roots, rock, reggae, R&B, disco, gospel, calypso, and a host of other selections. Aired right here on this budding and buzzing station.
When I hold you, feels like heaven, heaven surrounds me. Every time you wrap your arms around me, and there's nothing I can say you'll ever do to deserve the love of a woman like you. When you're with me, when you kiss me, tell me how much shown you what I'm feeling when I hold you. It feels like heaven, heaven surrounds me. Every time you wrap your arms around me, and there's nothing I can say or ever do to deserve the love of a woman like you. No, there's nothing I can say or ever do to deserve the love of a woman like you. Yeah, yeah. A woman like you. Oh, I don't deserve it, but I'm thankful. Oh, a woman like you. A woman like you. Woman like you. Wrap my arms around me. Oh, a woman like you. Don't deserve it, but I'm thankful for a woman like you.
You're for me, girl, you are for me, all for me. Can't you see? Can't you feel it? Oh, oh, can't you feel it now? Really feel it, really feel it, truly feel my love. Do you feel it? Do you feel my love? All my feelings are for you, my love. It's like the rain when it falls on me, covered in the showers of your love, baby. I'm like a song without a key. Without you, I'm just words with no melody. You complete me in every way. Lost in the dark, you show the way. Of course, I'm weak, I'm not okay. It really takes a lot for me to say. You got my heart on a love leash. Ooh, girl, I don't care if the world sees I'm weak. Your loving is just too sweet. Without you, I'm incomplete. Can't you feel it? Can't you feel it now? Really feel it, really feel it, truly feel my love. Do you feel it? I know you do, girl. Do you feel my love? All my feelings, yes, are for you, my love. Oh, I love to see your face every morning. Wake you with a kiss every time. I wanna be the reason you smile, pretty darling. Be the reason. One that's always standing in your mind. Believe me, you got my heart on a love leash. I don't care if the world sees I'm weak. Your loving is just too sweet. Without you, I'm incomplete. Can't you feel it? Can't you feel it? Can't you feel it now? Really feel it, really feel it, truly feel my love. Do you feel it? Do you feel my love? All my feelings are for you, my love.
special every moment we're together. More than love, more than enough. I'm never leaving, never. Every second, every minute, love and I've fallen in it with you and only you. Ordinary, just wanna do. My heart's racing, I'm shaking, caught up in the love we're making. This is no ordinary love, oh baby. Your skin on my skin, oh, it's so good I feel like crying. This is no ordinary love. In your arms I'm safe, secure, every care around me melts away. When you hold me, I forget every word that I wanted to say. I am freely lost in your love, there's no one else for me. I surrender completely. Oh, my heart's racing, I'm shaking, caught up in the love we're making. This is no ordinary love, oh baby. Your skin on my skin, oh, it's so good I feel like crying. This is no ordinary love. I don't ever wanna say goodbye. I could never breathe, never survive. Baby, you're my reason why I believe there's meaning.
5:34 p.m. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. It is the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. My name is Denise, Lady D. Gomez. Welcome. You're joining me for the very first time. I'd like to say hi to you, hi. Welcome. This is a show that keeps you going, informative, entertaining, and so much more. I do have comedy for you, too, yeah. Every now and again, you get a bit of laughter on the show. I'd like to say hi to everyone who is out there. You're home, you're in your motor cars, you're driving around, you are at a barber shop, a beauty salon. You're perhaps in a truck right now, transporting goods across state lines. I haven't said that in a very long time. Yes, I'm thinking of you as well. And if you're in the hospital, you're recuperating. If you are a part of the medical team, hello, wherever you are. You never know who is listening. I'm on the YouTube channel, Inside the Zone with the Lady D, Denise Gomez. Stop by, say hi. Want to say hi to my YouTubers. Happy Valentine's Day to you, YouTubers. And yes, I am here bigging up everyone for Valentine's Day. And if you're not so inclined, that's okay too. The show is here for everyone. That's what I do. Our telephone number is 914-600-4228, 914-600-4228. Taking you right now to Voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. Now, Voices, let me give you the back end of this story. Back in August of 2021, many of us heard about this young 16-year-old Rastafarian girl who was allegedly had her hair cut by a cop and gang raped and all of that. You remember that story? Well, it so happened that the DPP in Jamaica, public prosecutor's office, and Miss Llewellyn herself, they ruled that they couldn't press forward with the charges against the police officer for cutting the hair, among a myriad of other things, simply because there was insufficient evidence, or the evidence that was presented was just inconclusive. Things were just all over the place. The young woman herself, her first statement didn't match her second, third, fourth, fifth, you name it. And so they went through all the records and the testimonies and all of that, and it just wasn't adding up at all. The statements, rather. It just wasn't adding up. So I'd just like to air, as always, on a Monday afternoon, a clip courtesy of TVJ's All Angles host Dion Jackson Miller as she speaks to Miss Llewellyn herself. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the show. I bring you information. You never know how much you're going to need it.
Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of All Angles. I'm Dion Jackson Miller. We are focusing today on the Nzinga King case. The Director of Public Prosecutions has just handed down her ruling in the matter. She has recommended that the police officers who were involved with Ms. King, who alleged that her locks were trimmed while she was in police custody, the recommendations are that those police officers not be charged. We're going to be finding out more about the ruling, and we remind you, you can tweet along with us. Our hashtag is TVJ All Angles. You can also WhatsApp us 381-0072. Thank you so much for talking to us, both of you. So we have the ruling just released. And just to summarize for our listeners and viewers, you've recommended, Madam DPP, that no criminal charges be laid against a female police officer in respect of allegations made by Ms. King involving the removal of her hair. Also, that no criminal charges be laid against the male police officer in relation to allegations that Ms. King has made involving assault, occasioning bodily harm, failure to wear a mask in public, disorderly conduct, and abusive language. And you also say that she can go on to take civil remedies, in other words, to sue in relation to her complaints. And you've recommended no investigation regarding Ms. King and the offense of creating public mischief, although you say that is a matter for the police. And you also say you concur with Indicom that there should be a departmental inquiry. Now, looking at the ruling, I'm going straight to paragraph 49, Madam DPP, which seems to be the crux of the matter. The single question, you say, is whether there is sufficient, credible, cogent, and therefore reliable information that a court can act on to say Ms. King's hair was cut by the policewoman in question. And you said the only statement from a person who asserts her hair was cut by the police is Ms. King. Let me ask you to elaborate on that, because on the face of it at least, members of the public might say, but you have an allegation against the police and you have the police denial. Why would you necessarily take Ms. King's word?
Well, remember that each case has to be looked on and assessed according to its particular facts and the relevant law. What is peculiar about this particular matter, and you are correct, in a lot of cases, credibility is for the tribunal of fact, and you can have an allegation made by a single complainant, and that by itself can go to trial. However, in this case, we found in the 4 statements that Ms. King produced to Indicom, at least one could say about 11 very significant inconsistencies or discrepancies on her statements in respect of material aspects. For example, in her first statement, she indicated that when the police first accosted her prior to her arrest for disorderly conduct and abusive language and failure to wear the mask, she placed herself in a taxi with other persons and being pepper sprayed by the police. This account was not only contradicted by the investigating officer, but also by one of her schoolmates who actually was passing by and saw her standing on the roadway. And Miss King pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct and abusive language, but not to failing to wear her mask. And it was as a result of the fines that were not paid, $3,000 or 10 days imprisonment on each count, while she was at the Four Paths police lockups. There are other discrepancies, even between her mother's statement and her statement, as it relates to something as simple as the fact that she was not fined but imprisoned. Her name, she was trying to make it appear that it was the police who, she told them her correct name, but they refused to record it.
Let me jump in.
All the court documents, because we sent for the court documents, the information, a copy of the court sheet, and everything was there in Candice King. And the only way they could have known is if she had given it to the police and the police had put it on the court documents. But she could always have told the court that she was in Nzinga. But there were so many other discrepancies.
Let's go to the crux of them,
witnesses.
if we could, though, Madam
Yes.
DPP, which is this issue of the allegations that her hair had been cut, her locks were cut
Yes.
by the police woman. And in fact, Ms. King had given several interviews, or at least one or two that I heard, in which she described what happened in graphic detail. That the police woman, in fact, she said, cut her hair twice, went back for another scissors, said that her hair hadn't been cut properly, and cut it again. Now, so that really is what we're looking at. Now, to be clear, just before I go to your recommendations, in your legal opinion, you said that, in fact, if this had happened, it would be an offense of
Certainly,
assault.
the offense of assault occasioning bodily harm.
But the issue is, did it happen?
Well, the issue is there sufficient material that comes up to the requisite threshold of credibility that would allow us to put forward a viable case?
So on the
because
one
remember,
hand, you
for the
have-
prosecution, you have to show that you have a reasonable prospect of conviction.
So on the one hand, you have Ms. King's allegations that her hair, her locks were trimmed by the policewoman. On the other hand, you have the statement of the policewoman saying that is
Yes.
not what occurred.
Yes.
But from what I'm seeing here, you also have other statements from eyewitnesses
Persons
denying
who were-
Ms. King's account.
That is so, that
Can
is
you
so.
elaborate on that for us?
Well, you had statements from other detainees in the lockups who observed her over the period of 2 days.
You said
pulling-
detainees, more than one?
Plural, yes.
Yes. Pulling the locks from her head over the space of the 2 days.
Pulling out her own locks.
That is so, from her head. And 2 police officers, including the female police officer, were made aware of this, according to their statements. And they went to the cell occupied by Ms. King and saw the locks on the ground. There was a first statement which was given to the police because iProbe commenced an investigation, and then Indicom continued it and also did a lot of other things. And she gave a statement to the police saying that the officer cut all the long ones in reference to her locks. But in a subsequent statement to Indicom, she stated that the officer cut my hair that she was holding in a bunch. In a further statement made to Indicom, she says that her hair was cut by the officer from the root. Note that what you have just outlined to us about hearing in perhaps a television interview. is that
Interview with
it?
the Gleaner is
With
the
the
one.
Gleaner. We did not see anything like that in the statements. And I just want to show you that this is the file. This is the file, because I think some persons out there in TV land, they think that we may just have just 2 papers. This is the file. And this file, we had 26 witness statements and another perhaps
Plus the forensic evidence.
18 other documents on file, which include copy of the 4-part station diary, prisoner in custody book, prisoner visit book, extracts from it, audio CD interview with the police officers, photographs taken at the police station, photographs taken on 2 separate days, a copy of her birth certificate, and most importantly, a report from the forensic science and legal medicine. And we also got extracts of the actual court documents that she went to court on. So it was a very thorough exercise on our part.
If I could go to paragraph 30 of your ruling, in which you're quoting one of the eyewitnesses, I assume, saying this particular detainee said on coming into the cell, Candice had her phone and was on a video call with someone telling them the police had cut her hair. The detainee observed at this time that Candice had shoulder-length locks. The back of her locks looked as if it had been cut in a style. And she said later that day, Candice sat down and started to, quote, pop out her hair with her hands and she take about 2 days to sit down and pick out all the hair. It was not the police lady that cut off the hair, it's she popped them out one by one.
Yes.
So that was instrumental in your decision not to
But it
prosecute?
was one of the issues, because you not only had from the other detainees who were there, but you had accounts of her classmates where she indicated certain things to them.
That she had cut her own hair.
In fact, one of them, a female, indicated that she had spoken to Miss King, who had previously spoken of plans to cut her hair approximately 1 week prior to the incident. After the incident, she heard her say, "What is not this? Look how me cut my hair and can't comb it." So what we have done, Mrs. Jackson Miller, is extract directly from the statements of the witnesses to put in our ruling so that one can see what is it that we would have to consider. Now remember that when a matter is going to go to court, we have to disclose all of the material that is on file. And remember that the standard is not only proof beyond a reasonable doubt, but we have to be able to see on paper that we would have a reasonable prospect of conviction.
We heard you say, when asked a couple weeks ago about the ruling, you said you were awaiting a critical report on forensic evidence. What
Yes.
was that?
What had happened sometime very late last year, I think possibly November, December, Indicom had sent some of the locks that had been found.
Stay tuned. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you, a lot of times when we are, when we discuss some headlines that are just so complicated, but the legal minds, when they sit and they review every single line of statements made by people and compare the trend of reasoning and observations and everything that happened in actuality, you'd be surprised what they find. And when that headline came out back in August last year, everybody was just in uproar over it. It's really a mix-up. Everybody was in one uproar over it, I'm telling you. And they were at it with the police officer. And I mean, here we are today. Nothing happening because the thing just so convoluted. It's not going to no court. Nothing will come of it. All because we are not consistent. And that's what happens. You can't make up stories along the way, especially if you have eyewitnesses who give the actual account. Oh, what tangled web we weave. Forensic evidence, that's right. That's right, Pat. Welcome, everyone, inside the zone with the Lady D. That was Voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. And I'm always featuring something to trigger your mind and to really think about how we just talk, but what evidence, what facts do we have? And a lot of us do that. We talk and it sounds plausible and thing, but is it accurate? Not all the time. So we have to do fact check and check ourselves in the process. 5:51 p.m. It is Valentine's Day. I know some of you are not into the Valentine's Day thing, but if you can remember a love letter you got, I'd love to hear. But we have 9 minutes to go for all of that. At 6 o'clock, Chris Wilby joins me for keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts. And we do have our segment. So I would just like to say hi to Tamika, who is watching me live from Jamaica, and Lurchy watching me live from Jamaica as well. So nice to have you. Welcome to King Ryan, Pat. Who else is here with me? I see some interesting names here. I don't even know. I wouldn't even bother call your names, but want to say good evening to you. And I'm not calling names for a very valid reason, because I don't know where you come from. So hello to you. 5:52 p.m. Let me share some music for you on a Valentine's Day. One of my favorite artists. I'm sure yours too. I'm not a lady who simply plays for myself. I'm not one of those GJs who just play because. I'm playing with an intention. It's Valentine's Day. Welcome to the show. CaribbeanVibesRadio.com broadcasting the show today. Chris Wilby and SignRadio.net. This is your station, Linkage Radio 104.5, 101.7 FM. All the listeners of the station who you have gone back with us so many years. Aren't you feeling good about the station today? Where it is, what's happening, the information that is produced, whether it's by broadcast from someplace else or right in your neck of the woods, in your station right here in Mount Vernon, New York. Haven't you realized that there is a change that has taken place, and it's good? Of course, I'm a keen observer, you know. So welcome everyone. Enjoy the selections. I got them for you.
That was a special request from Deborah, who phoned in for a couple of her friends who, get this, are stuck in an elevator in their office building. Hope you girls get out soon, because believe me, you're not the only ones in a jam. It's a mess out there on I-75. Exit 14B is closed off completely because of a stalled car. And the weather's not cooperating with us either. Things are still hot out there, with the temperature currently 96 degrees with 80% humidity. More weather and traffic updates later. Meanwhile, let's go back live for more of our exclusive broadcast of Babyface.
Good evening, I'm Holly Robinson. And we're back here live at the Club La Coco. Now it's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy more of Babyface and the LA Review.
living on you. Put it on me. Wait for your sweet, sweet love. Oh. Ain't there something I can give in exchange for everything you give to me? Read my mind, you make me feel just fine. When I think my peace of mind is out of reach, the scales are sometimes unbalanced, and you bear the weight of all that has to be. I hope you see that you can lean on me, and together we can calm the stormy seas. When love's so strong and so unselfishly, and I tell you now that I made a vow, I'm giving you the best that I've got, baby. Yes, I tell you now that I made a vow, I'm giving you the best that I've got, honey. Everybody's got opinions about the way they think our story's gonna end. Some folks feel it's just a superficial thrill. Everybody's gonna have to think again. We've loved so strong and so unselfishly. They don't bother me, so I'm gonna keep on giving you the best that I got, baby.
Hey there, sir. You know, you just can't come in on selections like these, you know, Mr. Wilby. What you doing?
The smooth.
Somebody understands you.
Of adding Jamaica.
Tell you, Chris Wilby. This is keeping you in the know with soft tune.
This is how you do it. This is how you do it,
Yeah,
Lady D.
yeah, I tell you.
Selection.
Sure, selector. You know, Betty had said Lady D sound.
Sounding like the smooth groove right about now.
I'm telling you. Yes, on a Thursday.
I tell you.
Valentine's. So, Chris Wilby, how are you?
Valentine.
Yeah, Oh man, when we little, we say Valentine's.
Yes, man.
So, Chris.
Yes, ma'am.
You ever get love letter when you did young, or you still getting them?
Oh, Lord have mercy. Love letters, Lady D. I hear you talking about them, and I'm like, well, Lady D come from with them things, man. Love letters. I used to love writing letters, man. I tell you, you have a little crush that you're writing. Oh.
So what was your intro? What were you known for as your intro?
Right, I don't remember if I had a special intro, you know, but I know that I used to the lyrics just flow, you know. And as you say, sometimes when you get these letters, you are so nervous that your hand shake and you tremble while you're reading it and all kinds of things. Sometimes when you issue out the letters, you can't wait for a response, you know.
The letters. Oh, no, one letter you write. You wrote several.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
Sure.
Yes, man. Hey, listen. My brother, you see, my older brother, he was a specialist in that area.
Oh.
When he write love letters, it was like a book. man. Yes, man.
Oh Lord, he would bear him soul, man.
Oh God, yeah, man. I learned from him, you know. Yeah, because he would write the letters there, and then he would show me them before he give them to the girls, you know.
So when I was in primary school, sometimes the guys were, the boys would be a little shy. So them like sneak it to some of my friends, and give it to me. And then our house, we had built-in closets. So I would climb up into this very dark closet with a flashlight and pull up the closet door and hide and open up my paper. Sometimes poor thing, the process of getting the letter to me, the paper crush up. Me have to open it out.
Yes.
Me have to open it out, and press it out, man, and use my flashlight in the closet and read up a storm, man. And then sometimes you write back your own little letter. You're shy, but you put your letter together, man, and give it back to your friend, because won't give it to him either, straight faced like that. Right? So I know about little love letters, but the last letter I got, I have not written anymore. I was in high school. I was about third form, and I had some neighbors, boys. They were brothers. They lived across the street from where I lived in Tollgate at one point. Mr. Chris, one of them had liked me, but he's an older boy, right? So now, I was a comic strip fan. I would buy every comic. I liked war comics. I liked Hardy Boys. I read the Nancy Drews, but I loved the male-dominated publications for whatever reason. I just loved buying up my comics. So now, being neighbor and all, I used to get some comics from them and read and think. Him now took this brilliant idea of writing me, the time me and this boy not really talking, I only know him like me. Him see me going to school, me take me bus and go where me go and come home. Him decide now to bear for him soul, this older boy, by writing a letter to Denise, slip it into a comic, and the comic never made it to me. My uncle-in-law's nephew, we grew up together like brother and sister, so he gave it to him and him put it down and not give it to me. So sir, Denise asleep in a night, sleeping, and my aunt, who I love to this day dearly still, no matter how much buffing she give me only feel me hear a pull, because I had long plaits. She pulled me here. She grabbed me out of the bed. Me not lie. Grabbed me out of the bed and just start to lick me. Me mean to say me a get box, lick, thump, everything same time. Because what happened, her husband, my uncle-in-law, saw the comic strip and know I like comic strip and carried to me, but before he just carried straight, he saw a little white thing sticking out. So he opened it and see my name on it, and of course he read.
Oh Lord.
Me go to school, batter up.
Poor Denise have no idea what's going on.
No clue. And all I'm saying, I don't know what to do. What did I do? And she is whipping me in a night there. And then I'm hearing about letter. And now you are saying, but me and him not in anything, but you get a letter. You see, after that, me not do letter writing. If you want to say something to me, say it.
You see how things go, Lady D?
Listen to me now.
You see how people go to prison?
I get a beating in the night.
You get a beating. You get a
walloping. Where we're not having no words. He lives across the street. They pass through a yard.
Oh
my God! I get a beat. I get a whipping.
Wow.
And I'm saying, what I do. All she know, her husband give her the letter. The letter said, how him like, how him like me. You see Ryan about darkness come to light.
I need the hush.
I know.
You have to tell you because you get beaten for something where you live. The hush,
me telling you. So after that, whatever. So here we go. That was my story. Here, Pat said, poor Denise.
Why you have,
with the ultimate.
like you have a whole heap of stories, man. I tell you, you need to write them.
Me no. You know, a gentleman had prophesied over my life and said a book is coming. I need to write it.
Yeah, but you need to write.
No, but
book.
I do
have
have some stories that I should put together. So Patricia, poor Pat, sorry for me. She said, poor Denise, paying the ultimate price for something she not guilty of.
Then that even have a clue.
Yep. But anyway, it's a good day, and Anita is just in the background doing what she does best. And having Chris talking about love letters. So, welcome everyone. 10 minutes after 6 o'clock, it's time for Keeping You in the Know with news, happenings, and facts brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nareed Avenue in the Bronx. Stop by, give them a call, 718-324-7404. Good evening, everyone. It's now time for Keeping You in the Know. We bring you the headlines as they appear. Chris Wilby.
Good afternoon once again, Lady D, and good afternoon to all the listeners. I'm going to start with the news coming out of Jamaica. And bear in mind that this news article was written yesterday, Sunday, February 13th. A man who the Westmoreland police say topped the parish's most wanted list since October 2021 was fatally shot by the cops during an operation in Bluefields yesterday, which is Saturday. An assault rifle and several rounds of ammunition were taken from him. He has been identified as Andre Hines, otherwise called Bunny, of a Savannah Lamar address. Reports from the police are that shortly after 9 a.m. yesterday, which is Saturday, a team of lawmen from the Westmoreland Police Division, assisted by the military, carried out an operation at a section of Bluefields known as Aldern in search of Hines and other gunmen. The operation led them to a forest area about 11 a.m. where they were met with gunfire. The lawmen returned the fire, and during the exchange, Hines was fatally shot. The security forces reportedly retrieved an AK-47 assault rifle, 2 AK-47 magazines, and several rounds of ammunition from the deceased. One investigator told the Sunday Gleaner that Hines was placed at the top of Westmoreland's most wanted list last year, shortly after the September 30th double murder of 22-year-old Rajay Reed and 24-year-old Anokita Wedderburn, who were shot dead inside a shop on Hudson Street in Savannah Lamar about 6:55 p.m. The senior cop also stated that another male resident of the community was shot and injured during the same incident. He said this man, Hines, is no saint, and he has been featured on top of the parish's most wanted list since last October. During the same period, his suspected partner in crime, 21-year-old Brandon Ewan, otherwise called Sean, of Hudson Street, was also featured as wanted in connection with the same murders, but he later turned himself over to the Major Investigation Division. In a release, the Jamaica Constabulary Force Corporate Communications Unit stated that Hines was associated with notorious Delete Gang and was wanted for multiple cases of murder, shooting, arson, and other crimes. According to the CCU, Hines was among the 88 men recently published as wanted across the island. Police intelligence indicates that Hines fled Savannah after the zone of special operations was declared in a section of the Westmoreland capital last month. Investigators believe that he was hiding in the hills of Bluefield in a hut with two other gunmen, whose identities they believe they know and who were present at the time of yesterday's shootout but somehow managed to escape. Western Jamaica has recorded 4 police fatal shootings since the start of the year, 2 in St. James and 2 in Westmoreland, which are being investigated by the Independent Commission of Investigations.
One of 2 men who posed as Good Samaritans and offered to help a motorist to change a punctured tire in Ocherius, St. Anne, has now been charged in relation to the theft of $1 million from the driver's vehicle. The incident happened on Friday, December 10, 2021. Delary Laird, 41, otherwise called Steely, a farmer of Gabby Street, Greenvale, Mandeville in Manchester, has been charged with simple larceny. The St. Anne's Bay police say at about 2:30 p.m., a man went to a bank in Ocherius and withdrew $1 million. He left and was changing a flat tire along Evelyn Street when Laird and another man reportedly offered to help. However, when the 2 men left, the motorist noticed that his bag that contained the cash had been stolen from his car. Laird was subsequently arrested and was charged after he was pointed out during an identification parade on Friday. His court date is being finalized.
In an apparent call for legislation targeting the migration of lottery scammers who pump millions of dollars into the underworld, Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson has insisted that the police are doing their part to disrupt activities and delay charges. The police force is a creature of law. There's a reason we constantly advocate for changes in laws, and perhaps we have to do some changes in the laws around lottery scammers to deal with that, Anderson said during Friday's police military expert press conference held to launch the joint anti-gang task force. There's nothing that prevents a Jamaican from going or moving anywhere in Jamaica, so you will find as the wealth increases, they're going to be moving around. He was responding to questions surrounding the migratory patterns of the illicit players found to be swindling $300 million per annum from Americans. Police intelligence, Anderson said, has led to the recent recovery of 50 lead lists in one instance and scores of others across the island. Lead lists are sheets of paper with credit cards and other personal information which are used by scammers in carrying out their illicit activities. Police Constable Shalina Allen is among the latest Jamaicans to be held in connection by lottery scammers and is facing charges in the U.S. Allen, 42, was detained by members of the Homeland Security investigation team shortly after arriving in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, last week and has been accused of being a mastermind in the scheme. Ultimately, they are going to be put before the courts, and depending on the sentencing or regime that they are exposed to, they will either get back into business quickly or they'll be away for a while anticipating alternatives to lottery scamming, said Anderson. Some 48 people have been charged in recent months for lottery scamming crimes and 3 guns seized, along with $3.7 million and 50 phones. Pressed on whether the anti-lottery scam task force is failing, given the pervasiveness of lottery scamming in the country and its link with gun violence, Anderson said he was not of that view. He argued that the work against lottery scamming has been ongoing, noting that only recently Jamaicans are starting to make the connection between the scheme and violent crimes. The lottery scamming task force has been doing its operations all along. They have sort of re-energized some of those operations as they are working with partners. It's been ongoing with our foreign partners and also the other departments of the force to deal with this matter of lottery scamming and the money from it, said Anderson. At the same time, he said, the newly formed task force, which has been operating fluidly across the country for a week, has secured the arrest of several players in the fraudulent scheme. He said already the task force has seized 7 illegal firearms, 1,200 pounds of compressed marijuana, and has disrupted an illegal alcohol operation that was funding gang activities.
Crime scene investigators were kept busy in sections of Lilliput, St. James, where 3 people, including a teenager, were shot and killed by unknown assailants in 2 separate incidents on Saturday. Police identified the deceased, all of St. James' addresses, as 31-year-old laborer Akash Campbell of Gordon Crescent, Granville, 34-year-old farmer Leroy Service, also called Betta and Magic, of Bobman Hill, Lilliput, and 17-year-old unemployed Rashid Stewart of New England, also in Lilliput. The crime scene investigators were summoned to the community following the shooting death of Campbell, who was lured from his motor car by a man who alighted from another motor vehicle and knocked on the driver's window about 4:30 p.m. As Campbell exited his motor vehicle, the man pulled a handgun from his waistband and opened fire, hitting him multiple times, police said. He was subsequently transported to Falmouth Public General Hospital, where he was pronounced dead upon arrival. Police said the second shooting occurred about 9 p.m. when 2 men, brandishing handguns, pounced upon a group of people who were gathered near a bar in Lilliput and opened fire, hitting Service and Stewart. The gunmen reportedly chased Stewart, who collapsed after running onto premises, and pumped several more shots into his body. Both men were rushed to Cornwall Regional Hospital, where doctors pronounced them dead. Councillor for the Rose Hall Division of St. James, Anthony Murray, offered condolences to the bereaved family members and bemoaned the deadly shootings that have been plaguing the Lilliput community in his division of late. Quote, I want to ask that if you have information, please pass it on to the relevant authorities so that they can do the necessary work that needs to be done to rid the community of this crime that is now plaguing the community, unquote, Murray urged. He also appealed to the police to be diligent in their investigation to bring the perpetrators of crimes committed in the community to justice. Quote, I know it is impossible to put police at everybody's door or everybody's gate, but I am going to ask you to do your best to protect the law-abiding residents of Lilliput. We want to get back Lilliput to the state that it is known for, unquote, Murray told reporters at the scene.
A businessman died as a result of injuries he sustained in a 2-vehicle crash on a Greenville Road in Mandeville on Sunday night. The deceased has been identified by the police as 28-year-old Lorne Powell, while friends identified him as Lance. He is from George Reed District in Manchester. Police reports are that about 8:30 p.m., Powell was driving a Toyota Isis motorcar on the roadway when it collided with a Honda Civic motorcar, which was traveling in the opposite direction. Police say the drivers of both vehicles were taken to hospital where Powell was pronounced dead. The other driver was admitted. Relatives of another man involved in the accident told the Observer Online that he was a passenger in Powell's car and has been hospitalized following the crash.
And in U.S. news, a conservative lawyer who worked with then-President Donald Trump has turned over thousands of pages of emails to the House Select Committee investigating the January 6 insurrection, but is withholding thousands of others, according to court filing Sunday. John Eastman, a law professor who helped craft Trump's false argument that the 2020 election was stolen, has turned over nearly 8,000 pages of emails to the committee while holding back about 11,000 pages because it is what he calls privileged material. The new numbers come before Eastman and House attorneys meet with a federal judge Monday afternoon about the ongoing dispute over a subpoena of Eastman's Chapman University email account. As an outside attorney working with Trump, Eastman pushed a fringe legal theory for how he believed then Vice President Mike Pence could block the Electoral College vote in Congress. The House has been challenging Eastman's effort in court to withhold emails the committee had subpoenaed. Eastman still has to sort through an additional 48,000 pages. The judge will decide what ultimately can be kept from the House. Eastman's email sifting for the House is expected to take several weeks, but the judge, David O. Carter, has tried to put Eastman on a speedy schedule. Last month, the judge ordered Eastman to respond to the House Select Committee's subpoena of Chapman University for his emails. Eastman previously refused to provide information to the House when it subpoenaed him directly for testimony and documents. He had claimed his Fifth Amendment protection against self-incrimination as response to nearly 150 questions, and to his document subpoena, a lawyer for the House previously told CNN. The House committee then went to his former employer, Chapman University, to seek his records. The university received a House subpoena, and Eastman sued to block it, pulling the dispute into the California federal court. The committee has aggressively issued subpoenas for the documents and testimony, sweeping in thousands of documents, as it also speaks with former Trump administration officials to investigate what unfolded before and during the riot at the U.S. Capitol. The committee is still awaiting testimony from key figures like Rudy Giuliani, another outside lawyer for Trump, who sought to overturn the election result. While Eastman and others have taken the fifth, two top Trump advisors have refused to appear for testimony, leading the House to vote to hold them in contempt. Still, many witnesses close to Trump and who had interactions with Eastman have already spoken to the committee. As of this weekend, Giuliani was engaging with the committee, and the panel said it expected him to cooperate fully with its subpoena, though his attorney in the past had also tried to claim that his exchanges with the then-president are privileged. CNN previously reported that Giuliani was among 4 witnesses scheduled to appear before the committee on Tuesday, who had their depositions rescheduled. The House Select Committee had also received hundreds of White House records since Trump lost a legal fight at the Supreme Court to keep them secret.
And finally, embattled entertainer minister Marianne Hall, formerly Lady Saw, says she is not abandoning her ministry, but transferring it from platforms Facebook and Instagram. I would never turn my back on God. I would never walk away from my calling so that the devil can rejoice. I'm just stepping away from Facebook and IG, Instagram, because they're just polluted with the devil's activity, Minister Marianne Hall told a Jamaica Observer in an exclusive interview on the weekend. I have monetized my YouTube page, and that's where I'm going to be, she continued. According to the former top-tier dancehall DJ turned gospel artist, the comments on the Facebook and Instagram are oftentimes distracting and at times toxic. I believe those 2 platforms are where the devil resides. I will only accept prayers from people who love the Lord and know this is God's doing, she said. Last Tuesday, Minister Hall sent social media in a frenzy when she announced on Instagram that she would be discontinuing her online ministry. To all Christians and non-Christians who has been coming up against me and my ministry, congratulations on your mission to take me down. You have successfully done so, she wrote. I've decided to walk away from my calling and will no longer be doing any preaching on any social media platform. May the Lord forgive me, continued Hall, who recently has been dressing with more flair since her 2015 conversion to Christianity. Her post came roughly 2 weeks after a virtual war of words among Minister Hall and here's apparent in the dancehall space, Spice, Chinsia, Aishana, and the Jada Kingdom following the former dancehall artist's claim that the females were in a race to hell. In her sermon on Sunday on social media, Hall said she was recruiting females of dancehall for Christ irrespective of the fight she was getting. They don't have to strip themselves down. They don't have to do this. I never go through all of this. They are going too far, she told the Observer. Minister Hall also used the opportunity to set the record straight about a media report that her house would be sold for no less than $60 million to recover $3 million in damages for a 68-year-old woman who was bitten by dogs in September 2020. Firstly, I was in the United States for 6 months when the incident took place. I did not hire the lady, said the Grammy-winning entertainer. Also, I've been trying to sell that house for some time, for years. It was previously listed by realtors for $75 million. I well want it sold. You think I'm going to have a problem over a house? I say, sell it, she added. Hailing from Galani in St. Mary, Minister Hall single-handedly came, saw, and conquered the dancehall game before leaving it all behind to walk the street and narrow. Her career spanned more than 25 years. She is the first female DJ to be certified as a triple platinum artist and to win a coveted Grammy Award. That award came in 2004 for her song Underneath It All with American rock ska band No Doubt.
This has been Keeping You in the Know, the headlines with news, happenings, and facts, brought to you by Cooler Runnings, Jamaican restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. With me, of course, online is Chris Wilby, and the lines are now opened, ladies and gentlemen. 914-600-4228, 914-600-4228. You may call us and share your comments based on the headlines we just featured. Of course, if we missed a headline that you would like to bring us in the know about, you may do just that. 914-600-4228. Well, Mr. Wilby, quite the afternoon with the news.
Mm-hmm.
News here, news everywhere. Jamaica has some really interesting things going on. We were taught that you extend kindness to a person if you see them in a certain situation. You could step in to help. One of the headlines I read about the Good Samaritan who offered to help motorists who had a punctured tire, and before you know it, they stole the man $1 million from the driver's side, just like that.
Yes.
So, I know the government have been making appeals that people need to be careful, especially women, because recently, you remember the little boy that they murdered after they stole the woman's car?
Yes.
And murdered her son. And you do have those who are pretending that something is wrong with the vehicle. So if they spot you as a woman, they start slowing down. And when you're indicating that you want to overtake them to pass, that's when they turn the car and block you. And so they're coming up with so many different schemes. Thank God they stole the money in this case, but they didn't kill him. And this is what I am most grateful for. Yes, the $1 million gone. Jamaican $1 million is a whole lot of money. But I am so thankful that they did not kill him.
Yeah. It's very unfortunate that happened, but it raised a lot of questions, because I read that this morning, read the article this morning, and a lot of questions came to mind. were they following him? Did they know that he had the money in there? Did they do something to the tire so that he would have stopped? You know what I mean? So they would have had their chances. And, why did he just have that money on his seat, so that they could take it, because if I had a $1 million in my position, I mean, and I had a flat tire, I don't care where I am, in the United States or in Jamaica, man, I have to find somewhere to bury that thing in the car before I allow anybody near my car, or you know what I mean. And if I'm doing a flat tire and somebody come over to assist me, those doors are going to be locked, and they are not going anywhere near my front door.
But what it tells you about it, but to me, what it tells you about this man is that he is he's kind, and in nature he's trusting. So he's not even
trusting.
Yes, he's not even thinking that they are gonna try to. Even if there was a plot in place, he still did not think
about that.
He did not think about that.
My wife and I, we were discussing that same issue, and that's one of the things that she said to me. She said, Chris, because I was illustrating the same thing I'm saying to you. I was saying that to her, and she said to me, you know what? A lot of people in Jamaica don't really believe the things that are happening until it happened to them.
Yes.
They hear these things and they don't believe, oh, he's going to make up so much nice boat. This happened everywhere, this happened. So they are not on the heightened alert as a lot of people should be until it happens to them. So they are, as you say, he's trusting because he doesn't believe that, this was going to happen to him.
Let's take our caller. Thanks for your comments. Good evening. Welcome to Keeping You in the Know.
Yes, good evening, Lady B.
Well, it's so early, so Chris. Somebody early. Welcome, Hortense.
I want to call before you say, why you wait so late?
There you go.
Welcome, Hortense.
Yes, Mr. Chris Wilby. I was listening to I don't know if you get it about the St. Anne courthouse that burned down.
Yes, I heard it this morning. We didn't read it, but I heard
I was listening to say you're going to read that this evening. And the guy we work at the hotel had raped the tourist. You heard about that one?
No, that missed me, ma'am. So, so many news, I didn't catch that. Could you share that with us?
Well, that was hotline. Yes, on the hotline. Say that the guy he's an employee at the hotel, and he dragged this tourist lady in a corner and raped her.
Where on the premises did
they
you
know
do that?
They know who is it, so they get arrested.
But him crazy. So did they say where on the premises that took place? In her room? Did he lay wait her in her room or in a, isolated area on the compound? Hortense? I think we lost her, Chris.
Okay.
Not hearing her.
I think somebody else was on the line.
Good evening. Is someone else there? No.
Okay.
No one else is there. Alrighty. Our telephone number 914-600-4228. We hope Hortense will be able to call us back. Yes. Well, that's most unfortunate. Now, what is he?
Yeah, I missed that one too. I did not hear that one at all, Lady D. And for the courthouse,
yes.
There are so many news articles. Unfortunately, we can't read them all.
I know.
So that one.
Yeah, but that one I heard.
We actually had that in the lineup, but we had to, cut it short.
Let's take a call. Good evening. Welcome. Hello.
Good evening, Princess, and good evening to you guests.
Well, Donald, I don't hear from you a week now, and I am just not liking it.
Well, I just called to tell you that the comic. I'm glad you get a beating for the comic. Cause some me get you up on the sidewalk and me never do nothing.
You glad they beat me? Because the love letter that I had nothing to do with.
That's right. I'm glad you get a beating feet. You see, I'm glad.
It's all right, Donald. Oh, you do, Donald. When you call, I just light up.
Well, I'm so glad. I just called to wish you and a very happy Valentine. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope somebody have Epsom salt to soak your feet with to get them, because you're a princess. And I'm sending a rose from my heart to your eyes. And have a wonderful Valentine. And God continue to bless you.
All right, my love, Donald. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Donald.
Have a wonderful evening. God bless.
Yes, blessings to you too. All righty, Chris. So I did hear about the courthouse that got destroyed by fire. When I heard the report this morning, they said it came in at about 1 minute to 7 or 6 o'clock. And of course, the entire building is gone. Only the columns are left.
Only the structure.
The structure leave up.
Yeah.
Yes.
The outer structure is left.
What first came to mind, I said, oh Lord, all the court documents, I wondered if they had any online, because I know
That's
things.
Exactly what came to
I know
mind
things
too,
are improving tremendously in Jamaica. And I don't want to think that my country is so archaic that them don't even have little online nothing for upload. Right? So I wouldn't even put my head there. But the thought occurred to me. I wonder if their documents are loaded, uploaded, so at least they're not coming back to tell the public now and the entire Jamaica globally that every single document burned up and gone. So I would hope not. But it's very unfortunate.
No, I don't think so, because the Chief Justice Brian Sykes, he came out and he said that all is not lost. And a lot of the cases, he said, were going to be sent elsewhere. So, they're going to schedule them for, I think, Brownstone.
But those are upcoming cases.
Right.
I'm talking about.
But yeah, I think they said that they have some of the stuff is online. I think that's one of the things that you said. Because I was very concerned. We had a discussion in my household this morning about it also, and that is one of the things that I was concerned about. What is going to happen to these cases? Right. But then I heard a little bit from them, from the Chief Justice, and it kind of set my heart at ease just a little bit, that all is not lost. So we await more information coming from them.
Thank you for that. We do have another caller. Welcome to Keeping You in the Know. Who do we have on the line?
Hello, Lady B. This is Hortense again.
I'm not sure what happened to you, my love. The little early you come in, early you just drop off. What happened?
I don't know. You just go wrong.
Oh, all right. You buy me your back. Yes.
They said he pulled her into a corner, and the police is there. She was walking, and he grabbed her and pulled her into a.
And where did this happen?
A dark area.
Sure. Where did this?
Her. So I was listening. It will get that in headline.
Which hotel did they say?
St. Andrew.
Okay, I'll search.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. There's another call coming in. Hold your thought. Let's take another call. Welcome to Keeping You in the Know. Chris Wilby and Lady D.
Good evening, Lady D. And good evening, Chris.
This is our Valentine perky lady.
All right. Happy Valentine's Day to you both and yours.
Yes, happy
Thank you.
Valentine's to you too, Pat.
Same to you.
Welcome. And happy Valentine's Day to all my listeners and my friends on the YouTube and on the radio.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. All right. Well, Lady D, I'm calling in sympathy. It's so sad that you had to get a beating. But, while growing up, we get beaten for every little thing, even things that we were not guilty of. We got beaten.
Right.
They never, boy, the switch or the strap or the hand, it's always something to get at you. But, we can look back at it and say it made us stronger.
Absolutely.
You know what, Patricia? Pat, what happened?
Chris. What?
They put a stop to it before it starts. I don't blame them 1 bit at all.
How you know so, Chris?
They stop it before it had a chance to start. You notice what happened? Oh, yes. She never even looked that direction anymore.
No. And to put a spoke in her wheel. Yeah, the wheel couldn't
Yes,
move
man.
anymore.
Oh, Lord have mercy, I tell you.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my God. That's a good one, lady. Yeah, I had a good laugh. Oh, wow.
I tell you.
Okay. But you know what, Lady D, listening to the different stories now.
Yes.
The scammers. I'm very passionate about people who are being scammed because, we work hard for our money. And for somebody to just want to roll up on you and want to take your money like that, we cannot afford to let our guards down. And is it a possibility that those two guys, they were watching this man when he left the bank? They probably could have put a thumbnail in his star where he might have had a slow leak because they knew at some point he was going to stop. But at least they took the money and they didn't hurt him. How many people live to tell the tale? So many people lose their lives. So those guys, they didn't want to kill him. They just wanted the money. So they were watching him,
I agree.
But it's sad. That's supposed to be a teaching lesson for each and every one. Don't let your guard down. Don't be so trustworthy. Yes, there are some good people in the world, but you cannot afford to let your guard down. He could have lost his life.
Yes, I agree. I agree totally.
So
thanks,
and
Pat.
that could have also been an inside job too,
Yeah, that's right. That's it. That's right. You are so correct, Chris. Could be an inside job. And, the burning down of that courthouse, that seems to be maybe there's a high-profile case going on, and they want to get rid of the records. So, they burn down the courthouse.
I said the same thing, too.
That's a high-profile case that must be going on, and they don't, not having the documents to corroborate and to substantiate. Now, if they don't have, computerized documents, they're up the creek without a paddle.
Yes.
Wow.
So there will as the days progress, I'm sure, news of the security of the documents will be disclosed.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully they have gotten a bit high tech like the U.S. So there is something that can be salvaged. So I'm not going to take up much time. The time is far spent. So I'll let someone else talk.
Thanks,
okay?
Pat. Okay.
All right, thank you, Pat. Happy Valentine's Day.
You're welcome. Okay. Likewise. Now enjoy the rest of the evening. Bye-bye.
Same to you. Do we have another caller joining us? Good evening.
Good evening, Lady D.
Yes, good evening.
How are you today? How are you spending your Valentine?
My Valentine's is my Valentine's.
Chocolate? You got chocolate?
No, me not like chocolate like that.
Do you get anything where you like?
Not a fly.
Nothing at all.
No, just the story of the whipping I got when I was little.
Well, I can't to my granny. Well. Lady D.
Yes.
I am Dolly from Co-op City. It's
Hey,
the first
Dolly.
I listen to your station, but it's the first I'm calling in to you, but not to the radio.
Okay.
I'm regular on the radio.
Yes, yes.
So guess what? I had was to go outside. I heard you were talking about love letters.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know I have one from I was 19 years old?
You can still read it?
How you mean I can't read it?
No, man.
Me have love letter, mommy, from me 19 years old. I'm 84 now, you know.
What? You sound refreshed.
Don't bother about no song.
No,
Me
you
84.
sound really,
84
your
and
voice
some
is
months.
strong. Your voice strong.
Oh boy.
Well, then I'm me, mommy. Me not wiki. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you,
Amen,
Lord.
amen,
Yes, mommy.
amen.
1st of October, mommy. 1st of October this year. God keep me. I'll be 85.
Amazing. So, and
happy birthday when it comes, man.
Congrats. But listen, why I ask you if you can still read? It had nothing to do with the eyesight. It's the paper.
Oh, me think of the eyesight.
No, I was talking about.
We wear glasses anyhow.
Yeah, but I was thinking about the paper.
You mean with the writing if it fade or anything?
Right.
No, it's good. And look here, me live in England. How long me have it? Me have me children. Then me have it. Me come here. Me have it. And guess what? I went to England when I was 24.
Okay.
And I had bought a clutch. You know them the time they when we are going England we both see, clutch
Dress.
bag.
Mm-hmm.
Me buy one at parade. You know me still have it.
Really? So
yes, ma'am.
So you need to put up a one of them showcase.
No, mommy. Only three pieces. And I have a scarf, a nylon scarf that I bought, mommy. And a handkerchief I bought down in there from I was going to England when I was 24 years old. I still have it, mommy.
What?
Just to remind me of.
Yes. That beautiful time.
I don't keep it for any other reason. And I also have a picture of Elizabeth Taylor and Fonda. Is it Fonda, the man?
On who?
Is it Fonda or Honda? What his name is? The actor man. But he died long time.
Yes. I'm trying to remember.
Them time you used to get these little pictures in the paper.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so my auntie used to get the paper every day.
Yes.
So I got this little picture with Elizabeth Taylor and this. It's Fonda, Jonda, one of them kind of name.
Okay.
But he passed away already. They both gone. Okay. And I have this picture still, mommy.
All right. And I can hear a little British accent still.
Oh, well, sometime I get you in the lingo.
Well, a wonderful. Dolly, it's a pleasure meeting you. Happy Valentine's Day to you, too.
God bless you, Bobby.
Blessings to you.
And you just enjoy the rest of yours, you hear?
I will do that.
Okay, Papi dear, how you doing?
All right, take it easy, mommy.
I'm sure I'm taking it easy, Papa. What do you think that I live? No rush.
No rush.
All right.
Bless.
Blessings to you.
Good one.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Yes.
6:52 p.m. right here on Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. It's a good afternoon. It's Valentine's Day. It's Monday. And Chris Welby and I are here having a good time. News. So, Chris, let's touch on Marion, Minister.
So, I'll tell you.
Yes, sir.
Let's see how quickly we can.
I kind of... No, I'm not surprised. Because this is what I was kind of expecting to hear. A lot of people were probably expecting to hear otherwise. I would have been more surprised and shocked had she decided to go back to dancehall, as a lot of the guys are waiting and hoping. That part of it just wouldn't make any sense to me.
But that was not what she meant.
A lot of
That wasn't what she meant, That was not what she meant. That she going.
That's not what I.
But people's interpretation.
Either.
There you go.
But it's people. Exactly. That's not what I got from it at all. In no way, shape, or form I got that. I just figured more or less that she was going to be taking a step back from social media, which I'm happy that she is doing.
I don't think she
You know,
needed to
because I
have
thi-
done that. All right, so let me give, since you and I want to share the conversation and we have, 7 minutes? Let me talk fast.
Yes.
First and foremost, we are so happy she had given her life to Christ. Done.
Right.
2, we are so happy that she had gotten to that place where her life changed. Right? We are happy for that. My take is she is still a young babe in Christ. She is still
Say it again.
young. She's still a
Say it again.
baby.
Loud and clear.
Yes, that's my take. She's still a baby. And therefore, in an effort to have other people share the godly conversion experience, there's a method in every madness based on what you do, how you do it, and why, what your intention is. So if she looks at these women who are in the same place that she has left, it's one of two things. Well, one major thing she could have done is either reach out to them personally, right? Since she feels she had that burning desire to see them change their lives, leave that space. She could have, if she has built a relationship, any at all, reached out to them on a one-on-one and say, hey, come sit with me, talk to me, right? And have that little round table mentoring conversation rather than doing it publicly. Because we can get so wrapped up into a newfound experience and the novelty is so high that we lose sight of the message we are sending in a very public space. And people will come after you. If she is still being mentored, if she still feels that she is at the place to still give her online ministry, I don't think she should have been abandoning that simply because she thinks she needs to go into that space to go connect with the people and to sing and to pray and to declare over them. That's good. But there are still people who follow her, who are praying for her in the virtual platform, that she should not abandon them and leave. When we feel that we need to express our Christian principles and so on, we still need to use wisdom so that the entire fraternity musically will not be there with a fanfare waving pom-poms to see, see you over there, look what you get yourself into. There are some things you need to leave it. If you're a praying person, you pray it out, but you leave it alone and let your word, your scriptures fight for you, for someone. Your time, Chris.
You said it perfectly, Lady. There's not much more that I can add to it, except that I heard somebody else, a minister, adding his 2 cents to the conversation. And one of the things that he said was that she, as you say, she's still young and this is what most of us share, is that she's still young and she's still learning. And what she needs to do is to have people around her, instead of her being just that one person and whatever. She needs to have a structure around her where she can dialogue with people so that she will have instructions and whatnot. Because it's not easy what she's doing. It's like she's taking on the world and she doesn't have the experience to do it. So there's a lot to it, and I'm just happy that it didn't go the way that a lot of people were expecting.
Yeah. And I see other people coming out finally wanting to say something. You all just keep yourself consecrated and stay in your lanes. When we come out, stay in your lane. Because I'm telling you,
right.
the enemy is seeking to devour every person who has knelt at the cross
Everyone.
and accept.
Everyone.
Right? He is after us every day. And the thing that he knows that that's our weakest in our lives, in our thoughts, just about everything. He will create strategies to trip you up. And until you know that you're not fighting against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and rulers of darkness in very high places.
That's right. Yeah.
So we need to learn. I am a child of God. I know my lane. I ain't coming up in here doing no nonsense. No, I know my place. You have to know your place. You need to know the battles you can fight and the ones you cannot.
Exactly.
The ones you can't, you stay on your knees and you pray. Because there's power in prayer. I know that for a fact. But come on now. You want to save the world, but it's not so you save the world.
As you say, Lady D, there's method in every madness.
Method in every madness. You have to know.
And sometimes you have to pick your battles too.
But Chris, me and you know, say, when you're in sin, it is bliss. So we think, right? You're not accountable to nobody. You do what you do, when you do, why you want. Once you accept Christ, you're accountable. There's something called conscience that start to rock your socks off. So, if the people who are still doing them dance halling and all the things that they are doing, they don't have no qualms doing it. She didn't have any. So she understands that no matter how many Bible-chewing people are praying for you, you will always say, oh, tomorrow, man, me will give my heart to the Lord tomorrow. Me have time tomorrow. Right? And then when you have that encounter now with the man of God, the blood of Jesus Christ, it change you, it whip you into shape, your eyes open, the veil is removed, and suddenly you see sin, and you're like, oh Lord, me wish me did accept Christ long time. And that is the newfound freedom you feel. But then there are steps to take to get to that other place where you become more grounded in the word. And I could go on and pull out 2 scripture right now, but that is not my place.
Amen. Hallelujah.
I'm just saying, that people need to understand that while you want to see men, woman, boy, girl, baby on the breast accept Christ, there is a way to do that. And you don't just put yourself out there and everybody start crucify you, and then you decide you're going to leave the social media. And what are you leaving it for?
You have to put on, and you see, that is the thing, you have to be shielded. You have to put on that armor so that when the devil start to throw these darts, they just bounce off of you. So, because if you are called and if you are doing God's work, you will just preach your message and just keep it moving.
Mm-hmm. So I am happy she's still walking with Christ. I would just say to her, Minister Marion, stay in your lane, pray, keep doing your thing, keep preaching the word, keep reaching out to the unsaved, but please don't trouble people. Just let the Lord have his way. Pray for them and he will do the rest. We gotta go.
All right, ladies. You have a fantastic evening, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. Catch you next week.
Blessings.
And you have a nice ending of
all right. Take it easy,
Valentine's Day.
All right. You too, my Hortense. Thank you for keeping our company.
Okay.
All right. Take it easy. All right, everyone. You know how it is. Gotta go. We did have a good show this evening. I give everybody thanks for participating with us because, we can't have show by ourselves last time I checked. So we're going to need your participation. Please support my sponsor, Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. It's, what we call it again? Valentine's Day. As always, love yourselves, love your children, and remember in everything you do, it is the will of God concerning your life. A lot of love and blessings, everyone. From my heart to yours, happy Valentine's Day. Take it easy, I'm gotta go now. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
When I think about how much I'm loving you, no limitation.
They don't know. Father Fancy Cadane, DJ Bones.
You're locked on to the number one radio station. Number one radio station.
They play the best music.
Number one. Best music.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's here. Have you ever experienced a bad workmanship? Someone who work at your house and you're not satisfied, but you can't find good help? Well, look no further. Quicklink Construction is a licensed general construction company that's fully insured for the 5 boroughs and the Westchester